Los Angeles influencer who allegedly killed her boyfriend and daughter is at the center of a murder investigation, and police say the recent solar eclipse may have played a role in the tragedy. Danielle Johnson, who offered online self-help and healing sessions under the name Danielle Aoka, allegedly killed her partner in their Los Angeles home before pushing her 2 children out of a moving vehicle hours before the April 8th astrological event, the LAPD says in a press release. Law enforcement sources tell the Los Angeles Times that investigators believe the eclipse may have been a factor in their tragic deaths. In the early morning hours of April 8th, Danielle and her boyfriend, Jalen Allen Cheney, became involved in a physical altercation at their home in Woodland Hills, California, that ended with the mom of 2 fatally stabbing Jalen, according to LAPD. Police tell the Times that evidence suggests the 34-year-old tried to drag her boyfriend's body out of the complex, leaving a trail of bloody footprints behind her. However, Danielle, who described herself as a Reiki master teacher as well as an R&B artist, then brought the body back into the family's kitchen, where it was later found by a neighbor. Taking her 2 daughters, one 9 years old and the other 8 months old, Danielle then allegedly fled the scene in her Porsche, eventually throwing her older daughter, who was holding her baby sister in her arms, out of the car, while driving more than 100 miles per hour, police say. While the infant sadly died, the 9-year-old survived the fall and was transported to the hospital for minor injuries. Less than an hour later, local Redondo Beach police responded to reports that Danielle's speeding car had crashed into a tree, and she was pronounced dead at the scene.
Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Alright, so as you saw in the video, you had this astrology influencer. You know, she basically killed basically her family. Alright, killed the husband, killed the child. Alright, she basically bugged out. And that was claiming it was connected to the eclipse, you know, which very well could, you know, Esau Edom, you know, ran his particle accelerator. All right. Pretty much they were saying that they were seeing beings walking in and out, all right, of those dimensions. All right. And so very well, you know, the evil spirit, you know, hopped on her, and it did. All right. Because it's an evil. She had demons on her, man. OK. And it all leads up to this scripture, which I'm going to get in a second, and some other, you know, videos I'm going to get into that's going to really hit the point here. All right, so we're going to start at Proverbs chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, "My son, attend unto wisdom, and bow thine ear to my understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion." Okay, and this is an important word, discretion. All right, but let's keep going. It says, "And that thy lips may keep knowledge." It says, "For the lips of a strange woman drop as in honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil." Okay, and the point being is that, all right, these doctrines, these other religions, all right, just like her, she was into astrology, all right, and that's witchcraft. All right, a lot of women delve into that, man. All right, and she was a, you know, so-called influencer, so she got blood on her hands. All right, and a lot of women fall for, you know, fall for it. And end up getting demons on them, and they end up bugging out. Okay, so that's the strange woman, which means what? That it's outside of this knowledge, man, outside of the scriptures. So she's searching for treasure in another place that's not gonna profit. All right, it's just gonna lead to her death or their death. Okay, and that's exactly what happened to her. So let's get this word discretion, all right, which I got here in the Blue Letter Bible. All right, and so let's listen to this.
Strong's H4209. Mezimah.
All right.
Mezimah.
Yeah, mezimah. Okay, so that's the word for discretion. All right, so as you see here, these obviously is not what we're looking for. But here it says sometimes good. Sagacity. I think it's sagacity. So let's look that up. All right, so it says sagacity. It says the quality of being sagacious. All right, so the quality of being sagacious, wisdom, see, intelligence, understanding, judgment, accuracy, astuteness, insight, sense, and canniness. All right, so one of the words I'm going to get here is sense. All right, so what does that mean? All right, you scroll down here and it says a sane and realistic attitude to situations and problems. So she obviously wasn't sane. She was insane. Okay, that's and insanity comes from what? Demons, man. All right, so she had demons on her, man. All right, so she was insane. She was not sane. All right, to be doing nothing like that, man, or to be doing something like that. All right, she wasn't sane. It says, and realistic attitude to situations and problems. And look what else it says, common sense. Okay, the scriptures talk about that. All right, common sense, good sense, and sound judgment in particular matters. Okay, it says sensibleness. All right, wit, judgment. Okay, let's look at that word. The ability to make considered decisions or come to sensible conclusions. All right, let's see what else I got to say. Says a decision of a court or judge. It says a misfortune or calamity viewed as divine punishment. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, she ended up offing herself driving at 100 miles per hour. All right. So that was really judgment from Yahweh B'Shem Al Shai. Okay. So, and then we have here wisdom. All right. It says the quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment. The quality of being wise. All right. And she wasn't wise because she was delving into witchcraft. All right. She was delving into other things that had nothing to do with Yahweh B'Shem Al Shai. And the Lord took her out, along with the husband. All right. The kid. Okay. And then she eventually offed herself. Okay. So, I'm going to make some more points here in a second, but let's read this again. Verse 3, it says, for the lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Okay, so it's a double-edged sword, which means what? It's going to hurt. Not only is it going to hurt her, but also it's going to hurt the people around her. It's going to hurt the people that she's influencing, all right, online. Okay, so it's going to leave. She got blood on her hands, man. All right, blood on her hands, because women are really believing that, man. Okay, verse 5, it says her feet go down to hell. It says her steps take hold on hell. All right, lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life. Her ways are movable, and thou canst not know them. Okay, so it's going to just lead to your death. All right, which is what? Hell, the grave. All right, it says verse 7, it says, hear me now, therefore, O ye children, depart not from the words of my mouth. Remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh the door of her house. Okay, and this is significant. I'm going to get into this. What does that remind me of? Cardi B. And I talked about this in my last lesson, but I was reading the book of Proverbs today, and I noticed, the word house and women. Well, not women, but the word house. All right, ultimately. So this is the house, WAP, W-A-P. If you don't know what that means, you can look that up. I'm not even going to say it, So this is what a lot of our women, all right, are into. All right, they believe in a WAP. They even using the term and claiming that they have the WAP. Okay, so they're letting this into their spirit. Okay, so they walk in and boom, what do you see there? A fountain. Okay, the scriptures talk about that. Here it is. It's Proverbs chapter 13. All right, in verse 13, it says, whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed. Okay, it says, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. All right, and she obviously didn't know the law, or maybe she heard it and she ignored it. She straight up despised it, and the Lord took her out because of that. You never know. All right, but for the most part, our people know who the Hebrew Israelites are. All right, a lot of them heard about the truth, and a lot of them despise it. Even at camp yesterday, when I was teaching or whatever, I was trying to get the brother's attention. That was walking by, and he was like, he didn't want to hear it. And it wasn't like he was being disrespectful, but it was just something that I could see in his spirit that just straight up despised it. He just didn't care, man. All right. But that just goes to show the Lord just, didn't want him. That's just how I perceived it. But a lot of our people despise, Yahweh B'Shem Al Shai. They despise his word and, everything that he requires. All right. So, and then they receive judgment. So this is verse 14. It says, the law of the wise is a fountain of life. It says to depart from the snares of death. All right. So what fountain is this? All right. So this is strange water. All right. This is not of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Okay. And also that pose is demonic. Okay. I do have a screenshot that I took some while ago, and it shows what was it, Lil Kim, all right, that makes that squat, all right, which goes back to a deity, all right, a false god, all right, and that's the same pose that it made. Okay, so this is a strange god, strange doctrine, a strange house. Okay, so let's get this right here. It's Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 4. It says, a wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness, all right, which means backwards, degenerate, all right, all right, the word pre here, all right, which means before, all right, perverseness, all right, which is going back, is a degenerate, all right, below. It says therein is a breach in the spirit, okay, a breach, all right, what is a breach? What does the word breach mean? Okay. All right, it says an act of breaking or failing to observe a law. It says agreement or code of conduct. All right, and what is the scriptures? All right, the book of the law. All right, so she failed to observe it. All right, she failed to acknowledge the law. All right, or even observe to do what's commanded. Okay. The Lord created the heavens and the earth. He created man, beast, and everything that we see. Okay? He created it, and he gave us what? A law, all right, to follow. Guidelines and laws, order, all right, conduct, all right, or code of conduct. You see? And our people don't want to listen. And that's the reason why the world's so messed up, is because this world that we live in, all right, you know, under Esau's rulership, you know, because they're the wicked, all right, is not following the law. You see, so that's just straight up. Okay, so it said perverseness is a breach in the spirit. You see that? So that means something can enter into your spirit, man. And it leads me right back here to this Aleister Crowley philosophy for life, man. All right, which I did a lesson on yesterday. But like I said, you can do many lessons just from this article alone, and various other aspects, because this particularly right here, all right, is the main point. Okay, so I'm gonna read this. All right, it says, be afraid of that trap door. Okay, it says, I have a very simple model of the human mind, similar to the ones described by Coleridge and Kubala Khan. I've spared no expense with the graphics here. All right, and as you see, treasure, you see that? So the treasure, all right, are those doctrines, all right, okay, and it's not pure, all right. She took on astrology, all right. She saw that as a treasure, so that's what she took, all right. So what I'm gonna read a little more. It says at the top you have conscious processes like a weak and flickering flame, okay, which is right here, the flame, all right. And the scriptures talk about the spirit of man is like a candle, searching what? The inward parts. Okay. All right. And a majority of our people, you know, their flame is not shining bright, because why? They don't have the Holy Spirit. So basically anything could just enter in there. All right. Which is what? Deities, demons. Okay. It says like a weak and flickering flame. Then you have less conscious or unconscious processes, like a mine of coal beneath that flame. It says connecting the two is the imagination. It says which runs like a mine shaft between the conscious and unconscious levels. All right. So basically, all right, all these doctrines and all these philosophies that our people keep wrapping themselves up in, that they see as treasure, all right, it just invites, it makes them less conscious. You see this? Less conscious, unconscious mind, monsters. Okay, so they got demons in them. All right, and that's the reason why they always look bugged out. All right, whenever you see them, their mug shots, you can just look in their eyes and just tell they're gone, man. Like they're not there anymore. Okay, because those demons are on them. Okay, so let's read on. It says, within the mind of the unconscious are treasures, insight, healing, wisdom, knowledge, and power. And that's exactly what she was into, astrology. That was her insight. That was her healing, wisdom, knowledge, and power. It says, however, there are some monsters down there too, which means that the doctrine wasn't pure. All right, that doctrine had demons. It wasn't pure, man. All right, that wasn't the truth, and she found out the hard way, man. So it says, you remember the cartoon show The Trap Door from the 1900s or 1980s. It says, well, the unconscious is a bit like that. It says, as William James suggested, it may be a door, not just to our archaic impulses, all right, which is what your lust of your flesh, all right. It says, but also to the spirit world. It says both good and bad spirits. So you need to be careful what you let through the trap door. Okay, the trap door, what you let through the trap door, which is what your mind or your spirit. Okay, and that leads me to what this saying. Get this right here. I mean, this perfectly explains it. Eyes are windows to the soul. You see that? Eyes are windows to the soul. So when they look upon, when she looked upon this astrology, right? She saw it pleasant, all right, to the eyes. Okay, then what did she do? She let it through her mind. All right, she accepted it. Okay, and then what did it do? It got in her spirit. All right, a demon. Okay, so let's read on. It says, this popular phrase is related to the Bible verse Matthew chapter 6 and verse 22 through 24 that says, the eye is the lamp of the body. Okay, it says your eyes are healthy. It says your whole body will be full of light. Okay, and she didn't have the light. All right. It says, but if your eyes are unhealthy, your whole body will be full of darkness. Okay, so she didn't have a light. All right, that was darkness that she was into, man. It says, if then the light within you is darkness, it says, how great is that darkness? No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you'll be devoted to the one and despise the other. All right, so all right, so she was searching for the wrong thing. She saw it pleasant to her eyes, and that's exactly what's in this music video. All right, so she was in the wrong house. All right, so this is the astrology. All right, she opened the door, which is what it was pleasant to her eyes. All right, and this is her mind. Okay, and this is the deity, the demon that's in her spirit. Okay, which is what? Whoredom. All right, look at this, man. This is nothing but whoredom. All right, that's a deity, man. You see? And then what? There's the water. Okay, the scripture said, drink out of thy own cistern. All right, let's get it. Yeah, this is Proverbs chapter 5 and verse 15. It says, drink waters out of thine own cistern. And what's your own cistern? Okay, it's for you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It's talking about the scriptures. All right, this is the water you should be drinking out of. All right, not anything else, not these other doctrines, philosophies, religions. All right, that's not it. Okay, it says drink waters out of thine own cistern and running waters out of thine own well. It says, let thy fountains be dispersed abroad and rivers of waters in the streets. It says, let them be only thine own and not strangers with thee. Okay, so what is this? This is strange water. Like I said, man, this is strange water. Okay, and this is you Israelites, man. All right, you let these demons into your spirit. Okay. All right, so let's look what else, man. All right, there's serpents. There's doors. You see that? You see how the door changed into a serpent and it bit him? All right, so it's like poison. You know, you getting invested into these false doctrines and these philosophies. All right, you think it looks good, you get deceived, and then the serpent bites you, man. Which means that what, Satan got you, and then what, you playing with the serpent like they playing with him. Okay, you're playing with the serpent. You see that? Man, this is crazy, man. All right, they just mocking the Lord, and they mocking you Israelites too. That's why they always stick their tongue out. All right, you see them in their photos. They hold the middle finger up. All right, posing. All right, they basically saying, F you. They basically sold you out for the bag, man. Okay, and they're just mocking you and laughing at you. All right, and then we can go here, to the one right here. Okay, it says as a breach ready. What does it say? A breach. Let me go back. Let me see. What was it? 15? I think it was 15. Yeah, this is it. So it says, Proverbs 15 and verse 4, a wholesome tongue, it says, is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit. Okay? Which means what is open for demons to come and enter into your spirit, man. All right? So it says, a fool despiseth his father's instructions, but he that regard reproof is prudent. It says, in the house of righteousness is much treasure. Okay, you see, it says, but in the revenues of the wicked is trouble. And that's what she got. She got troubled. All right, with what's demons, man. You see, it says, the lips of the wise disperse knowledge, but the heart of the foolish doeth not so. All right, and that so-called wisdom that she was pushing, this astrology influencer, was wicked. Okay, it was foolish. All right, and she paid the price for it. What? By death. Okay, so let's read this part again. But perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit. All right, and this is it right here. Okay, you entered into the house, and hey, these are the women. All right, they look good, they look beautiful. All right, they look enticing. All right, that's you Israelites, you just looking at it. Okay. All right. Now in this video, they're not going to enter into any of these doors, but they're going to leave. You see, it says it's enticing. All right, let's go back. Okay, so it says, my son, Proverbs chapter 5 verse 1, my son, attend unto my wisdom and bow thine ear to my understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge. It says, for the lips of a strange woman drop as in honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell, and that's where it's going to lead, to your death. All right, so let's get another one, man. Yeah, this is it right here. Proverbs chapter 6. All right, and verse 23. It says, for the commandment is a lamp. All right, so this is going to keep your light burning bright. Okay, it says, and the law is light. All right, which is what the scriptures, it says, and reproofs, which is correction of instruction, are the way of life. All right, to keep thee from the evil woman. Okay, the evil woman and all that's in this world. All right, America and everywhere else, everything outside of this book, all right, are evil women. Okay, so these doctrines that these elites are pushing, that these average people out here are pushing, Black Lives Matter, homosexuality, lesbianism, what do you call it? Feminism. Okay, all that stuff is evil women. Okay, if you had the light, all right, which is what? The knowledge of the scriptures, you wouldn't fall for it. Okay, you would know to watch out for it. You would be what? Prudent. All right, you will look out for this stuff, man, and it would keep you away from it, so you don't end up like her, man, getting put to death. You see, it's plain, it's simple. It says, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. It says what? Lust not after her beauty. All right, and what do you see in the Cardi B video? Beauty, beautiful women, good looking. You see? And these are the doors that you're entering into. You see that? You see? Beautiful women. They're thinking about it like, oh, she look good. So let me check this out. Yeah, that's feminism. Feminism. Oh yeah, it sounds great. Independent. All right. Oh, homosexuality. Oh, look at her. Oh yeah. You see? Beauty. It says, lust not after her beauty. And they sort of lusting after it. Okay? And then by the end of the video, right? What do? They leave. It's like, that's not right. Look at her expression. You see? That's how you know these celebrities are mocking you Israelites, man. You see that? Like, no, this ain't right. She's like, what's wrong? You know, that's the look that she's giving off. All right? Seeing that this ain't right. So they left. You see? All right? They mocking you Israelites, man. Them elites, man. They know what they're doing. It's like, I don't know what happened there. Computer just bugged the hell out. But anyway, it says, lust not after her beauty and thine heart, which is what your mind. It says, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. Okay? It says, for by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for precious life. And that's exactly what that is. That represents. All right? They on the hunt. Okay? To catch fools. All right? That's what it is. The people that don't have the light, they're going to fall for that mess, man. It says, can a man take fire into his bosom? All right, or in his bosom. It says, and his clothes be not burned, which is what a rhetorical question. Obviously, it's going to burn. Okay, so that's basically synonymous to you accepting these false doctrines, man. It's like picking up fire and just holding on to it. And it's going to, kill you in the end. All right, you can't, stay alive while you're being burnt on fire, man. All right, you're going to die eventually, right? All right, that's what the Lord is comparing this to, man. All right, astrology. Okay, so it says, and his clothes be not burned. Verse 28, can one go upon hot coals and his feet not be burned? You see? So you got to watch out what you get into out here, man. You can't be getting into these other doctrines. If it ain't the scriptures, you need to stay the hell away from it, man. Okay? Now, this is a prime example of this scripture right here, man. And them elites know that, and they laughing at you, man. Okay? And they using these sellouts, our women. All right? That's nothing but a bunch of darn whores for the so-called white man. All right? Using our women's as puppets, man. Okay? Because they sold out. They don't give a damn about you Israelites. They don't care about nobody but themselves, man. And they money. But the Lord is going to pay them back. But anyway, let's get back. We're going to get Proverbs chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou wilt receive my words and hide my commandments with thee, so that thou incline thine ear unto wisdom and apply thine heart to understanding. All right. It says, yea, if thou criest after knowledge, liftest up thy voice for understanding. If thou seekest her as silver, which is what? Treasure. It says, and searcheth for her as hid treasures. Okay. So this is a hidden treasure. It says, then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of the Most High, which is what? Through these scriptures, man. All right. Okay. That's the point, man. All right. Anywhere else, it's outside the scriptures, man. You going off, man. And you're going to end up just like her, man. All right. This astrology influencer. Okay. This individual here, man. You're going to end up bugging out. Having demons on you, and then you're going to delete yourself, or worse. Okay. So, that's pretty much it. All right. Stay out of these other false doctrines. Stay out of these false doctrines. Keep the commandments of Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai. Repent. Okay. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem, Rakah Kodash. Lord willing, is edifying unto the elect, and Shalom.